Hey, I'm Mirowood, and I'm here to be running. I'm pleased to be running Wario Land 4 yet again, especially after that run over at Techo. Um, I made a couple of strides since then, but we'll just see how this goes. I am happy to have Toro here on the mic yet again. He was my guest commentator for the last run. Happy to have him back, and I guess let's just get to it. So. It starts as soon as I hit normal here in... Good to go, guys? All right. In 3, 2, 1, go. I'm not allowing for any cutscenes at all. I have to do a lot of soft resets in every given cutscene because cutscenes take time. We don't have that kind of time. But anyway, we're going to start with the Hall of Hieroglyphs here. This is your tutorial stage, showing you that Wario can do basically everything that Mario can do, just a little bit more aggressively. This is a game about getting momentum and keeping momentum. So I'm going to be doing a bunch of little adjustments here, like stopping right before chests to open them. Oh, whoops, that's new. I have to maintain a constant speed with the dash by holding down the R button. And if I can't manage that, then I lose all of my speed. A little preview for the first trick. There's going to be a lot of what are called basically minion bounces by taking an item and then tossing it into the air and then bouncing off of it midair. A lot of the more advanced tech is based off of that alone. Keep going here. Oh, sliding. I have no control once I get started, but I pick up a whole ton of speed. Go ahead and get this on the treasure chest. There's also additional momentum gained whenever you do a ground pound, like this. I'm going to be closing it on the first main mechanic of this, which is these frog statues. After you get a frog statue, you have that amount of time to figure out a way to get out of the level. And whenever you do, certain aspects of the level will change. Except this run, this is just the first one, so no real changes here yet. Things are going to get wacky as we go. So now we go to the first boss, of course, resetting to skip cutscenes. As it turns out, the game saves at the first frame of every single cutscene, which allows me to do that. All right, we're coming up to our first boss. That is Spoiled Rotten. There's a bunch of, like, grotesquely cute bosses in this game throughout. This is the first one. Looks fairly unassuming. This will change. Key thing is to get behind it, and if I can just keep this rally going. I did not want it to turn around, because this will happen. But there we are. Not too bad. Okay, so the way this game works is there are 4 different passages, and you can do them in any given order that you choose. I'm choosing to do the last one first, because these are easily the ones that I have to reset the most whenever I do my practices. There's a lot of things that can go wrong here. So you're going to see this pirate ghost in the background. There is a key that you need to get out of each stage. That ghost will steal the key off of you if it runs into you. Let's see, for here. Quick dashes here. At the top of here, we have this minion who's going to help me get up to this ledge over here. Like that. Let's see if I can just get some momentum going. Maybe not this time. Ah, man. It could have looked cool. Not this run, apparently. All right, so there's a couple ways to approach this room. First is attempting this minion bounce. Failed to do that. Let me do the second strat, which is there's a switch over here. If I can just... Got it. All right, nice. Go through here. Get this treasure piece, and moving on. See if I can get momentum to get it. Nope. All right, so this is the first real frog switch. As you can see, these blocks swap out, which close off certain areas to you and open up others. This leads to our ghost key up here. I'm gonna hop past. Usually, if I dash there, I can leap over that ghost. The marathon nerves are already setting in, folks. All right. Fly over here. That's right. Now, as a consequence of me doing that second swap, that enemy is there. And now I have to be really, really careful. Should be able to keep enough speed to go through here. I don't think you can save. Yeah. Ghost's got to take the key there, but that's fine. He pops out right over here, so I can pick him up real easy. Doing this around here. Now, for the second one, I could do a difficult mini bounce that if you're doing it for world record times, I'd use the mini bounce to get up this. It's actually very hard to pull off. It's very specific, so I just take the bat as a safety in this case. Sorry for not talking much here. This is, again, one of the hardest levels of the game that I'm doing immediately. All right, into the portal, we move on further into the passage. Into doing something a little bit different, the Arabian Night stage, which is probably the easiest point in this first passage.
The one thing I love about Wario Land 4, as you'll see throughout the run, is the fact that each world is kind of very unique, not just in aesthetic, but also in kind of the gimmick too, in terms of traversing through the levels.
You're not going to see carpets anywhere else here. This is its own unique part of this level.
Now, I do want to step in real quick because we have a $250 donation from Arcadia Collectibles.
Whoa.
Because
where'd that come from?
Because Retrograde believes deeply in charitable subterfuge. That is Arcadia's comment. Special thanks to Arcadia Collectibles for sponsoring Steel City Speedsters at PGX. Check out their website at arcadiacollectiblespgh.com. And with that, we are only $40 away from getting to $1,000 raised throughout this weekend. All donations go to Assemble Pittsburgh.
All right, in this section of the level, there's going to be a thing that's unique, another thing unique to this stage, which I kind of wish would have appeared more. There are these tubes that will transform Wario in different ways. In this case, you can change between a bee or a bat, and I actually should not have taken that first bat. I usually take the second bat here, but it's fine. I'm just getting through it. Just going to fly on up here. Pick up the key. But no, like if they would have used this ability, these tubes, there's a lot of puzzles that you could have created that way. But that's all you're going to see of it. All right, here. Just a quick little minion bounce here of that type. We're going to do my first damage boost of the run coming up here. I did not want to get zombified. It's okay, though. Worked just like it as if I'd hit the bricks after all. There is a level right after this that is terrifying in that regard. And if you're watching me without the constant speed run, it'll make me look like I'm terrible at the game. All of those hits are going to be intentional.
The old tried and true get hit and a platformer to take advantage of the iframes.
Jeez. A little rough, but we're going. We're going. All right. Now on to, as I said, one of the scariest levels in the game, the Fiery Cavern. Suffice to say, lava is scary, and there's a lot of it here. I'm just going to jump right into this pillar and just go. I don't have time. So this is going to be actively watching my health as I go here. I know where all the health pickups are, and I'm going to have to be very conscious as to what I can do at any given time. These guys, yeah. Tuck in here. Yep. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. Get that one. Didn't hit along the way, except I did. All right. Just enough time to go through here. I had just enough iframes to go through all 3 pillars. This one, if you time it right with a boulder, you should be able to just hop right over there. Pick up this one over here. I wait for this one. Because I will need at least one more, enough health for one more boost in just the top here. Sneak in through the door. Reset the enemy underneath and down. And then this becomes a completely different level. 2 hated styles level in just one mix. Oh, man.
While you're kind of going through this section of the level, I actually have a couple of donations. First off, a $250 donation from Retrograde PGA saying because Retrograde isn't open yet, but Alex still believes in charitable subterfuge. $250. Thank you so much. We also have a $40 donation from K-Tut saying you're not sneaky, Mike. And with that,
I know I'm not.
we are now at $1,250 raised total throughout this weekend. Just an absolutely astounding number. Thank you so much, everyone, for all your donations, all of it going to Assemble Pittsburgh.
Definitely a worthy cause. Thank you guys so much for donating. Oh. All right, the Yetis are not giving me any pause. The Yetis are the worst enemy in this game just because of that freezing effect that you see there. Oh. On down this. That's another level down. Okay. Now for Hotel Horror, which is a stage that's kind of interesting to route because I played this stage in reverse. So on the left here at the start is a kind of like a fire elevator, and you're supposed to go down that at the very end, but we're going to start this by going up backwards, using that minion bounce to do so. I'm going to follow that up with another minion bounce here, if I can get it right. I do have a backup. Nice. First try. Go back down to here. And then from here, it's just a matter of working our way back through the hotel from the top to the bottom. Peeking into these hallways along the way to pick up the treasures as I go. Thankfully, I'm playing on normal difficulty, so most of these are not too far out of the way. If I were to play hard difficulty, all of the treasure chests are, I wouldn't say randomized, but they're basically swapped into the most inconvenient places possible. Which is not something I practice, which is the reason why I did not put it up as an incentive this year. That could be something for the future, though. All right. Now for a more advanced minion bounce. Got to really chuck this guy in the air to get enough height to get that. Otherwise, you'd have to eat an apple from it and use your more rotund self to get through. And it's almost like they set it up that you'd have to do something like this, because why would they ever make this room? All right, just a couple more floors to go down. Just get in there. Let's see if I hit any of the slasher enemies in this hallway. I tend to hit one. Ah, there we go. And that's Hotel Horror.
And I do again want to shout out all the large donations. Obviously, the donations that we received just a couple of minutes ago from our sponsors, PGX Gaming Expo, Arcadia Collectible, and Retrograde Collectibles. Please send them some love and check out Arcadia Collectibles, PGH.com.
All right, we're coming up on our second boss, which is, again, in that whole grotesquely cute fashion, or at least I think this is cute, in a weird way, Catbat. To beat him, it's just a matter of riding the waves that he creates and slamming into the bat at the top. There is a way to do this where if you know the timing, you can actually hit the bat as it's splashing. It's a very, very strict timing, and if I mess up, though, a lot of terrible things happen. Like I can get hit by these little spikies here, and start puffing up, which you'll be seeing later on in the round in the run for its own purposes. All right, from here, if I do this right, I can get a quick kill. So it's just a matter of getting up on top and then basically doing a mechanical bull impression on the top of this boss. Keep it going. All right.
Mind if I step in really quickly because
By all means.
we have a $50 donation from Omega Sonic Zero saying, shout out to everyone at Steel City Speedsters for this amazing marathon and for all their efforts to bring together the local speedrunning community and especially for teaching me so much. I know this event is all about going fast, but what can I say? I love animals, and a few more frames is a few more seconds of this amazing marathon. Thank you so much. And if those $50 going to save the animals, that does tie it up, meaning that the next donation for either side is going to be the new leader in the Save the Frames versus Save the Animals for our finale Metroid Fusion coming up later today.
All right, so we've gotten into the Topaz patch at this point, which are all toy-themed levels. First of which is this vaguely Lego-themed toy block tower. I'm going to intentionally get myself set on fire here in order to clear a couple blocks. This is a mechanic that you would see a lot more in the earlier Wario titles, where the whole stick of it was that Wario was completely immortal. So you'd have to immolate yourself or do all kinds of other bizarre things to Wario to progress. They kept the spirit here, of course. He doesn't care, he's just greedy. All right, once more. Intentionally hopping over that treasure chest. I will get back to it. The frog switch is right here. Oh, okay. That was a misplay. Obviously not want to get set on fire there, but it's okay. I've just lost a couple of seconds. Picking up speed through the pipe here. Now for this one, you're going to want to do a ground pound and kind of go to the left because you can just bounce off of that circle to save you a bit of time. And the way I've routed it, I'm picking up a bunch of treasure pieces late because it's just more convenient to get them on the way back. It's like the one in here. Also, I'm kind of glad that I'm not looking at live split right now, because I'd be a lot more stressed that way. You would think I'd be desensitized by now, but the game all about timers. I'm not. I don't think anybody is, really.
Although you are making this look very, very easy.
Thank you.
Kind of goes to show, like, the immense level of skill you have in this game, and oh my god, this is my favorite world. This is my favorite world in this run.
Okay, so this one, the big board, there's like a separate side board tracker thing that you are using these little pillars here, or not pillars, little sliders in order to move down the track. at the very end of this stage, I will have to clear the end of it, so I'm trying to get little checks in where I can, but there's a bunch that are really risky to do. So, like, I'm going to skip those two, because if I get the transformation there, because, like, the last one I got set on fire, in these cases, like, I turn into Flat Wario, or I would turn to Fat Wario, and that's just really slow. And I can't get rid of that guy, jeez. More of that, and move on. I'm going to try to see if we can get a Wario power up here, and I did. For a minor little speed boost, I can kind of launch through here, skip a couple platforms, and continue climbing. Also, shout-outs to the Wario cars. Favorite enemy. Except for the fact that I hate the spike on the front of them. I lose so much time whenever I hit them. Anyway, we have reached this point. Moving down the track. All right, so looks like I'm gonna need at least a 6 here. Slightly messed up, but these minions aren't bad. What you're trying to avoid are the Wario and also the lightning bolts. Lightning bolts will hurt you. Wario sets you on fire, and we don't want that. Lose a lot of time that way. I think I can get a 6 here. Yeah. And 5. And 4. Come on. I know there's a way to do the same digit in a row. If you do a ground pound, you can reset. Oh, man. Okay, I just need a 5 to finish up. And there. What? Okay. Here it's just remembering the route, which way the level, where the breaks in the path are to get to the end of this. Semi-decent speed. Wow. Down through this passage. 4 to pick up the last treasure piece. A lot of unfortunate blocks there. Okay, just... I was trying to do a power slide underneath and just failed a whole bunch of times. Due to, I guess we'll call it nerves. All right, next on to what is the most conventional stage in the entire Yellow Passage, the Doodle Woods. In this one, the gimmick is that there is a painter pig in the background who's going to be painting enemies into the level. If I'm moving fast enough, this should not be a problem.
Well, while we're kind of being treated to this art masterpiece, question mark, we have a $25 donation from It's Me, Carly, saying, Steel City Speedsters, smiley face. We couldn't agree more. Steel City Speedsters definitely does put a smile on my face, and thank you so much for that donation.
Alright. Just a few more levels to climb, a couple more tiers to climb up here. And then we'll be reaching the point of the key. Whoop. This time on the ramp, but we're okay. And now we're going indoors, using these pencils, push out the pencils to get a little bit higher. And we can use these as the gap combined with an enemy bounce to skip some of the pencils. Make sure I get this on the way up, or else we'd be in trouble. Oh, come on. Had to hit that. Right. You only need to push the purple pencil to the right because you need to use it as a little as a footstool for here. One of the few times where the pig is going to get in the way. Pass some more crew drawings, including these, I like to call them Chun-Li pigs. Maybe it's supposed to look more like an opera singer. I'm not sure which, but it looks vaguely Chun-Li-esque to me. Just one more bit dash, and we are out. And now for the most speedrun themed level of the entire run, Domino Row.
We love speedrun things, things here. Of course, it makes sense because obviously we are Steel City Speedsters.
So the gimmick of this one is that there you are going to be, when you pass by that gate, you set up some dominoes, which you're going to be racing against as you go. If you fail, certain parts of the level will be blocked off to you. This should never happen. I hope. I can think of like one section where I might fail. All right. Potential damage boost here through that. This is where I might mess up because you're locked into a certain speed whenever you are rolling. So it's really just a matter of frames and like one or two little jumps that I can do there in order to beat it. But I got caught up there. Can I make it? Nice. All right, one more damage boost to get up that slight. Didn't want it to be 2, but it was 2. Thankfully, there's a couple health pickups that you were kind of forced to get on the way down this one. Continue to climb here. I could probably do this a little faster if I use some of those dashes, but I'm a little bit concerned about falling here. And I think this is the last one. Pick up the health on the way over and leads to the last switch. That gray block there is for a music CD, which is a alternate collectible. There's a bunch of really weird soundtrack things you can unlock. Like, I mean, really weird. Like, there's a track that's literally just a guy sleeping. They recorded his snoring, and that is the track. That weird Wario humor that you're going to see a bit more in later, like, WarioWare series. Kind of debuted in this game. Or at least I think it did. Damage boost on the way back. Use the hammer ability to bounce all the way up here. Gotta make sure you don't forget about the treasure piece on the way back. Oh. A couple unfortunate bounces there, but I think I'm still making good time here. I'd like to think I am at least. Weaving in and out through here. That's actually new. That's the first time that rock has ever disappeared. Usually I use that rock in order to get rid of that other enemy in that section, but I'm not even sure what happened there, to be honest. All right, that's Topaz Patch done into what is both simultaneously the most deadly boss in the run and the least deadly boss in the run. This is Aerodent. It is a rat riding a teddy bear, and it has no actual way of damaging you. However, it is the most deadly enemy in the speedrun, without a doubt. Casually, you actually have to worry about that timer. So first use one of these guys to deflate to bring it down. And then it is a matter of getting 16 clean hits without tapping the bear at all, like what I just did. So many resets in my personal runs of the games have ended right here. And that's not just me. That is professional runners too. Oh, come on. Yeah, if things go well, I can do this in a 2-cycle. That's not happening today, unfortunately. Come on. This is what the estimate is for, folks. Usually you want to set up to one level above, and then if you shimmy yourself forward a little bit, you get in a position to land a whole bunch of hits all at once. But something like this. Oh, I bounced up too high. As you can see, no damage has been done to me. All the damage has been done to the run. And then you also have these fireballs, which are really good at trolling you after the fact. Okay, I just need to get a rhythm like this going. I shouldn't have said anything. I should not have said anything at all. All right.
We're almost there. You got this.
Yeah. Oh. So close. Things have really gone wrong whenever those treasures in the background disappear. It's your warning that you've taken way too long. You start losing treasures, which are part of the ending to the game. But, all right. Let's see if I can save face in these factory levels. But the thing is, runs like that happen to just about anybody who plays this. All right, so we're getting to the factory levels with, first of which, these unique rotating platforms, and also these crushers. Crushers are the scariest part of this entire thing, where if you get hit by them, like that, you get flattened. I don't know how I got off rhythm there. We're going to try to avoid that as we progress. Let's do one more there, yeah. Okay. Oh, whoops. Scaring myself here. Okay, on our way back up, there's going to be get some speed going here. There's going to be a crusher at the bottom, but I need to pay attention to where the bounce is. I think I should be safe. Yes, okay. Those crushers are the worst part of the entire run. If you get hit by one of those, you lose a good 30 seconds falling down that section as you slowly drift your way down. Now let me attempt to do something cool. Nope, didn't do it. Fair enough. This ladder's here to compensate. Actually, I don't know how much faster it is if I were to take the upper route after all. But I need to have both the crushers land so I don't get hit there. And that should be smooth sailing on our way back to the front. Right. Okay. By all accounts, a pretty decent Curious Factory. going into the toxic landfill, which is really not a type of stage you see very often in a given platformer. I can only think of one other game that does this, and that's Earthworm Jim? I don't know. Intentionally, come on. See an apple here. There is another strat where I can leap off of that platform and get enough momentum in order to do a ground pound to get down this a little bit faster, but in testing, like, I can't do it reliably. So this is just the intended safety strat. Okay, that's unfortunate, but thankfully, a good swim can clear Wario from all forms of obesity. Okay. Just gotta take a moment to take in the wanton destruction that happens during this level as I slam through literally everything. But now I'm actually worried. Did I miss something? No. That's at the very, very end. We're good. All right. Use another apple here to get down this. And then at the bottom, there's a very particular spring jump that you have to do. And the way I remember it is you need to line up with the very left edge of that block right there. Go straight up. Because if you do, the key's at the top. I've had many runs where I missed that and have to repeat the process. Slam through all of this. Wrap around. A lot of people don't know that shortcut's there. And if I do this and I hit the last block, that enemy over here despawns, allowing me to slam through that. And then it's just a one poison tip arrow as I float my way up to the top. And that's the toxic landfill. Next up, we have the most puzzle-like level of the entire game. This is 40 Below Fridge, where you get some of the snowball puzzles that you saw briefly in the ice cavern level right beforehand. Did not want to get that dash there. Oh, okay, that's right, that's a snowball. Okay, so, yeah, the whole thing here is that there are the snowball blocks that you need to find a slope whenever you're in the snowball form to crash through. Okay, from here, I count 4, and then I go in. At the end of this is your key. And then one above it is the way out in this section of the stage. If you're really fast, you can get there in one cycle. I'm not entirely sure how to pull it off, though, but it is possible. All right, then up this ladder. Okay, come on up. If you do a ground pound here, you throw the Yeti off. That's up here, and it cannot get itself back up again. Taking the snowball down this way. You need to get to this slope over here in order to get momentum to crash through the snowball blocks going up. This makes no sense at all in terms of physics, but we roll with it here. Quite literally. All right, one jewel piece, last jewel piece found, and just missed it. Unfortunate, but you want this second slope here to crash through this. Nothing too dramatic about the frog switch this time, just a couple blocks moving. And one step direct into the slope. Get your momentum again. And now we're going to come up with the only little bit of RNG that's in this entire run. At the very top of this passageway, there is a Yeti that, depending on randomly rolled at the start of the game, I guess, will either turn towards you or face away from you. If it turns towards you, you're going to get encased in ice. If not, the Yeti has blessed the run, and you have fast time. Are we going to be blessed by the Yeti this run? Yes, we are!
3 cheers for the Yeti blessing the run.
Well, let's see if that actually means anything as we go into the pinball zone, which is a zone that really has nothing to do with pinball at all, except for the trimmings. It's really more of a basketball zone. Because the gimmick here is you're going to go into an area, and there are 4 different pinballs, which you need to alley-oop into each one of these receptacles. This is the most annoying level in the game to route. And it's very, very finicky in regards to it accepting anything. I'm going to actually wait a second. There we go. All right, that's not too bad. Moving on. One semi-angel piece there. And we're going to use this to go up. Mess up the cycle a little bit. That's okay. I'm just happy to be here doing this run at all. So, hopefully, time will be made up. Nope. At least it didn't deny me in the usual way. Normally, it closes right before I get there. There we go. These are the most fiddly things. What the heck? There we are.
Listen, no one ever claimed Wario was NBA caliber. It's not entirely it's not really your fault. I blame Wario on that one.
Okay. Before we get started, go ahead and set that into there. And then we're going to clear this block. Hopefully both blocks. Get this over here. Freeing this pinball. One thing I learned as I was... oh no. One thing I learned as I was playing this game is that the direction which you round pound will affect which way items bounce. Most important for here. Alright. And what is my route for this one? I think, yeah, do this first. One nice alley-oop there into this. This is the top. Hope. Please be blessed by the Yeti continually. Okay, good. One pinball there into... I don't trust you at all. Okay. Up and around. A little coaxing. You have to actually see the pinball go in on screen or it does not count. Okay, 2 more boards to clear here. Gotta go get my pinballs first. Send a couple over this way. I'm just gonna measure to set these up. top of these.
Well, while you're going through some of these trick shots and these very elaborate three-pointers, we have a $4.12 donation from Automotive Habit going into the Save the Frames for that bit war for, funny enough, Autumn's run later today, saying, fun fact, Wario Land 4 and Metroid Fusion were made in the same engine. Save the frames, I want to go fast. So now, if I can...
I'm just going to ride this one down with it.
If I can take a quick look at our leaderboard, yep, $4.12 is now the lead for Save the Frames. So, if you want to save the animals, then you need at least a $4.13 donation for that bid war option.
All right. To save a little bit of time here, I usually do I cross up here because I'll be facing the correct direction as I go to line up there. Okay. Supposed to be a segue there. Mess that up. It's all good. Use that ground pound trick to take the pinball with you as we go up. Then it should land just as I get here. And we are almost out of here. Just a couple more slides. All right. Then going from the most annoying level to what I would argue the easiest boss in the game. Cuckoo Condor. Okay, so the way this boss works is you need to fool the claw into trying to pick you up, at which point you dash into it and slam it right into the condor at the top. Beat this a few times. Avoiding the buzzsaws along the way. You'll catch me someday, or maybe not. Hopefully not. That got me instead. And now, to this section. If you wait long enough, like right before it spawns another egg, you can do a double, like what I just did there. Except I'm... Whoop, did not want the swamp up. And things are already going awry. Okay.
Never thought I'd see the day rubber duckies would be so destructive.
Yes. Okay. It's all right. It's all right. We're just going to move into what is originally designed to be the very first levels of the game. I should be able to breeze right through these. In fact, I think this entire level gets done in less than a minute. Because all you have to do is dash forward and dash back. You can actually skip past that, go into there. That's going to be important on the way back. Okay, let's try that again. There is a passage up there that you can use to save a little bit of time, but it's... Man, I have the hardest time getting in there sometimes. It's just a very, very small hitbox for it. Not hitbox, but small opening. Okay. And we're just going to dash right back through. Using that passage from earlier. Flunk, dash right on over. Should keep one steady. Dash going here, and we're back. moving to another fairly simple level in Wildflower Fields. No major gimmicks here, just enjoy the pastoral favorite flowers as Wario just dashes through all of it, paying no attention to the scenery whatsoever. Bar this minion for a moment to break that block. Otherwise, you would have to climb all the way to the top and then do a ground pound from up there. That's slow. We don't want that. As we work our way up through the roots of this sunflower. One little minor underwater maze here. So, just get drawn back up to the, not the stem, the petals itself. Dodging that bee. Ground pound later. We are already at our frog switch. One more straight dash this way to here. Follow the path, getting your key as well as the last jewel piece along the way. And then right after that, there's this little grayed out portion there that you can't ground pound, getting you all the way back. Why did I jump there? It's okay. As you can see, inflated Wario one more time. As we move to the inevitable water level. Whoops, I did not want to reset there. Welcome to the Mystic Lake, where we can, with a basic dash, we can splash down smoothly. What? Okay. If you ship to upswim, it's a straight shot to the top of this, avoiding all the massive fish along the way. I always have the hardest time with those two enemies there. If I do this quickly, I can avoid all these bubbles. That's the fail case. That's the way this is going. I'm going to wait this one out. See if I can get speed to go. Nope. And the last one is very, very hard to dodge, so I will just be patient, which is the last thing I want to be doing, but here we are. Right at the frog switch again. There is a clip that I'm not sure how to do, where you can angle yourself in a way, hop here, and then get to the top of that platform. I'm not entirely sure what the timing is on that, so I'm just going to go back the normal intended way. Okay. I'm just forgetting where all my hops are here. Okay. Back to the start of the level, and only one more main level left before we get to the, actually not quite. Spoke too soon. We have the jungle level, which if I do this right, I can maintain a dash for these first couple sections and it'll look kind of cool. Except I spoke too soon. Man. Something like that. Okay. Man. Sorry, I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. My apologies.
You are more than good. A lot of these jumps are really, really precise. I can just imagine myself like trying to play this casually and just not being able to get these jumps that you're getting right now.
It's one of those cases where I'm just unfortunately psyching myself out, but I know I can do so much better. Another little fun fact, between difficulties, the way those ropes swing differ. Just the weight that's attached to them changes their trajectory, which is another reason why I'm not running hard mode. Now, coming up here is one of the biggest time saves in this level. So, first thing you want to do is go in here, get your jewel piece, which I'm going to do now. And then you're going to follow this out, get enough speed to dash through here. Or not. Pick up this jewel piece here. And there is a slope in this last passage, which you can start a roll from. From that roll, there is a 1 to 2 frame jump that I need to do. So I'm going to pay very close attention and make sure I hit it and go into this passageway. This passage rolls you all the way back to the very start of the level. Otherwise, you'd have to traverse everything that I've done prior. And from here, just a couple more rope swings, and then I will be back at start of the level here. All right. Now to what's supposed to be the first boss of the game, or first selected boss of the game, the Cractus. If done correctly, and this actually requires a little bit of an audio cue, there is a way to quick kill this in that you hit it once and then you keep bouncing again and again and again until it dies. Let's see if I can pull that off today. All right. Keep listening. All right. Keep going. Let's do more. All right. And now to the last level of the game, the Golden Passage. This is a level that has one nasty little trick to it. You start with a timer. And I found it best to actually forego everything and just accept Wario's nature as he is part salmon, as he leaps his way gracefully up the river. This has very particular timing, and oh boy, okay, I'm just gonna do my backup. All right, that's okay. It's okay. That does save a fair amount of time just doing this. Take the bounce. And then you get a couple reasonably easy rooms just to dash through here. That said, if you were to have gone all the way upriver, you would be appearing like right around here. Hopefully I land on the bat on the way down. Nope. Close though. Okay. In this next room, we're going to have a cameo for Professor Sheldon, who is basically a character who appears in all of the bonus games, and you use him, basically just abuse him in order to get various treasures. And I'm going to do that briefly here, because he is my way of getting this through this block over here. Hello and goodbye. I'm sorry. Two jumps, and here's the key. We'll just follow the river back to our original destination. Though, that said, I do stop at this platform one more time because there's a jewel piece we missed, which is just to the left here. And now, to deal with the one thing that ruined the Techo run. There's a Yeti on the other side of the wall that was very, very cruel to me last time. He deserves that ground pound. Pass up the river, and we are back in about 2 minutes. A little less than 2 minutes. Nothing to worry about there. And with that, we have finally reached the final boss of this run, the Golden Diva. Very bizarre boss, but it incorporates a lot of what you've encountered up to this game, up to this point, in its moveset, or in her moveset. And we also have the introduction of the other main character of this, the kitten. Thus it is up to us to save the kitten.
Please save the kitten, please.
All right. Starting with, you take each of these heads and toss it into the fan. If any of the faces touch you, you get possessed briefly by the mask itself and kind of wallow around in the air for a bit. We don't want that. Add into the fan. And now, she's going to summon a bunch of different attacks to you. All of these reference each of the bosses in different ways. That's practice. And this is briefly Aerodent. The egg comes from the Condor. And the hammer, honestly, it's just a hammer. But it is the key to defeating this boss quickly, because you can reuse the hammer multiple times as you go, allowing you to bounce into her over and over again. Excuse me. All right, waiting for the egg. You will give me an egg. And the hammer returns. Okay. Oh, close. Way too close. All right. Give me a second shot. Thank you. Use a ground pound to reset the hammer if it's about to go away. Oh, just juked it. Just juked it. All right, not gonna give me another. All right. Oh, that worked. Okay. All right, we're almost to time. Just 4 more hits here. Whoops. Why is this happening? Okay. All right, it's just a matter of tricking her to go down and... Is he right here? And time is whenever I hit the lips. That is time. All right, that...
GG, Miro.
Not the smoothest run. I'm almost a little afraid to look at my time, but how did it go?
Off the corner of my eye, looks like a 103. 103.54.
What? How was that a 103?
I mean, this shows how good you are.
That felt so much of that felt so jank. Oh well, I'll take it.
Any last words you want to say, Mirowood, to the lovely people who are here at PGX and also watching on Twitch?
Thank you everybody for showing up. Watching this run of Wario Land 4. Both in chat and in person over here. Thank you so much. And this has been a great run. Thank you, Toro, for being our host for today. And please enjoy the upcoming runs. I know there's going to be a Metroid Fusion run that's going to be really, really impressive. In fact, I'm trying to figure out how can you save the animals in that game? I kind of want to know. So.
We'll just have to see if that bid war ends up resulting in the animals being saved.
So, with that, thanks so much, everybody, for hanging around.